This one is going to be about how I got into school and my journey getting into school. So I graduated with my undergraduate degree in 2017, got a bachelor's in psychology. At that point, I knew that I wanted to pursue physical therapy, but at the school that I was attending, the only thing that I could really do that was kind of related was biology. For a biology degree, we needed a lot of classes that I ultimately did not need for physical therapy school, and I felt that it would hinder me graduating on time, so I decided to just take my prerequisite classes and graduate with a degree in psychology. So I graduated in 2017. I still needed bio 1 and 2, so I went back to school for another year and took bio 1 and 2, and then afterwards I decided that I wanted to also retake physics 1 and anatomy 1 because I had gotten, I think, a C plus in them. And this was like, when I first started college and I wasn't really devoted to PT. I was just kind of taking the classes because I knew I wanted to do healthcare. And for me, physics was really hard. So yes, I wanted to retake those classes to better my chances of getting into school. I took the GRE twice because, I wanted to see if I would get a better score. Overall, my score was pretty average. I really don't remember. I think I got for English, maybe the 35th percentile, and I think my math was 15th, the 15th percentile. My English writing was a 4. So that's what a lot of schools will look at. Some schools, they want you to have a 300 overall. I can tell you I did not have a 300 overall. I was very close to it, but I didn't. So for some schools, I couldn't apply, which was okay. Some schools just primarily looked at your writing and they wanted a 3, so I had a 4, which was good. I applied to a lot of schools, pretty much not all over the country, but I picked, I went to various states and I picked schools that, I met, the qualifications for. I decided to apply. Originally, I got waitlisted at 6 different schools and I had an interview at 3 schools. In the end, I was accepted to 2 schools. So it was a long process. It can be very draining. So anyone that, wants to pursue physical therapy, just understand that, it is a process. It's, hard. I didn't think that I was going to get in the first time. I'm also going to talk about some things that I feel helped me get into school to try to kind of stand out, because overall my application was pretty average, I guess, as far as my grades. Like I said, my GRE score wasn't great. So originally, when I first started looking into PT and trying to figure out, how many hours I was going to do, I saw that most schools wanted at least 100 hours of volunteer work, so I decided to do 300 hours of volunteer work. And then additionally, I worked as a physical therapy aide for 6 months, which gave me 600 or 700 hours of experience. I also had experience previously in working in a gym and had some management experience, so that kind of helped me. But I think what ultimately helped also was the fact that the hospital that I had volunteered at, there was a position open for full-time, a registrar, to work in the physical therapy department. And I accepted the position. I was able to get experience in the insurance side of physical therapy, understanding how the visits work and how the patients, essentially how their eligibility works with physical therapy and the limitations that apply. So I feel like that definitely helped me. In that process, I was able to get even closer to some of the physical therapists, which was helpful. They were very, welcoming and willing to mentor me, because I really felt that I put myself out there and wanting to learn. So we're going to fast forward now to, the application process. It was terrible. I hated every second of it. And I was like, if I have to do this again, if I have to apply to school again, I don't know if I want to do it, because it was so draining. You have to write so many essays and it's very time consuming. My advice would be, if you're going to, again, apply for physical therapy school or any, school where you have to write essays, do it in advance, do it early, and kind of have a general essay based on the school tweak it a little bit. For PT, you have a general essay that you have to submit, and then each school may have an individual essay also that they require. And then also some have additional application fees, like a supplemental fee. But yeah, so my advice would be to start early, have a general essay, and then tweak it based on the school. I would also say to look up on the school, make sure that it's somewhere that you actually really want to go. I know when I first started, I was like, whoever accepts me, whatever school accepts me, I'm going, because like I'm gonna go to PT school and I don't know if I'll get accepted into another one. But ultimately, when it came down to it, at the end of the day, I didn't do that. So I was accepted there first in April, and I decided to decline it because I really had wanted to go to a school that was closer to me. And overall, I liked the program of the school that was closer to me. I felt that it was a better fit for me and something that I really, is where I really wanted to go. So I denied it, and I was waitlisted at the school that I really wanted to go to. So I waited up until July. So from April to July, this whole time I'm like waiting, trying to get into this one school. And I had gotten an email from the school that I wanted to go to that there was going to be an open house, a graduate open house. So what I decided to do was before that I had already emailed, the director, and expressed that, I wanted to go to the school, that I had retaken some classes and things like that. And she had replied with, that's great. If you are accepted, we'll need like an updated transcript, etc. So when she said that to me, what I decided to do for the open house was I got an updated transcript, and I basically went to the open house with my updated transcript. And they had like a whole presentation, and afterwards each the students that were there, they were able to speak to her. So I went up to her and I said who I was, and that I was currently waitlisted for the upcoming class, and that I had an updated transcript. And I also brought my resume for her to review. I just asked her, if she would, quickly review my resume and things like that. And I think doing that and going and showing that, like, this is where I want to go, stating that I was originally accepted to Rutgers University, but I declined my seat at the school because this is ultimately where I want to go. And, now I'm currently waitlisted, but I just wanted to basically show that, this is where I want to be. And I think doing that is what is the reason why I got into school. Because like I said, I was waitlisted. So many people are waitlisted all the time, but it's like, what are you willing to do to get in? Like, do you really want to get in? Like, you have to kind of do whatever is necessary. And I saw that opportunity as a great way to go and speak to her in person and really show that, like, look, this is what I want to do. Like, this is where I want to be. Because when I spoke to her, she had said, she was like, oh, wow, like, I actually have, 2 people who have not accepted their seat yet for the class. So you might be hearing from me soon. And like 3 days later, I was called and I was accepted. So the whole reason behind that story is just like, if you want to go to PT school, if you want to go to a specific school, put your all in it and really show them that this is what you want to do, and show them that that's where you want to be. If you can go to an open house for, the PT program that you want to go to the open house, talk to the director, talk to somebody like there, and bring your like credentials, like bring your resume. You have to be able to talk yourself up, but if you're able to talk to them and you can open like some type of communication, some type of relationship with them at the open house, it's a good thing, because when it comes time for your application to be submitted, hopefully they will remember your name. So that's how I got into PT school. My next video is going to be about my first semester.